begin to move up into the gears as these are powered by motorcycle engines. And taking the early lead is Ryan Walsh in car number 7 down the backstretch. Ryan Walsh still your leader out of turn number 4, completing the first official lap for this Winston National Short Track Championships. And dropping off the pace in the 45 car, heading down into the pit area. Now being challenged for the lead is car number 25 challenging. That's Scott Irick. Scott pulls up behind the 7 car of Ryan Walsh. Ryan Ross still holds him off. Scott on the inside, making a move. Look at this side-by-side battle as they go through turns 3 and 4. Now it's a 4-car battle as they cross the start-finish line once again. Ryan Walsh still holding him off. Now it's the 25 car that jumps out into the lead. Five more laps to go. 5 more laps to go as your new leader is car number 25. It's Scott Irick. Scott being challenged by the 28. Up high, down low comes the 28. Side by side and wheel to wheel. Roger Osborne takes over the lead. Roger Osborne, your new leader. Here comes the 52, hard on the inside. Osborne down low now, retakes the lead. 3 more laps to go. On the outside of Osborne is the 52 car of Ed Farr. Ed Farr challenging down on the inside now. Ed Farr and Osborne. Osborne and Farr. Roger Osborne coming around to accept the white flag for 1 more lap to go in this 10-lap qualifier. And out of turn number 4 comes Roger Osborne to accept the checkered flag. And in second place it was Ed Farr. And of course I could not call the victor of the 3rd place car. It was either the 7 or the 15. I saw him come across the start-finish line side by side. But here he is, ladies and gentlemen. We'll wait till he climbs out from underneath that car as we await the Indy Formula champs to make their way out onto the quarter mile. We'll give a big welcome to the young man in victory circle there as soon as he pops that helmet off. All right, our official track photographer, Marty Langberger. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, out of Janesville, Wisconsin, the winner of the first race for the 1996 Winston National Short Track Championship. Let's give a big hand to Roger Osborne. There's Roger finally making it out. Congratulations to Roger Osborne. Or qualifier race, a huge field. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's the Pro Division and Pro-Am Division in this particular race, so we have both divisions racing against each other, and therefore we will have 2 winners. So I only be able to keep track of one unless I'm informed through the radio. Here they come out of turn number 4. We have the green flag and we're racing. Into turn number 1 they go. 3 wide, 4 wide as they come out of turn number 2. Let's check your leader as they come across the start-finish line. It's car number 99 and Frank Cryer. Correction, that's Jim Bass. Jim Bass, your leader down the backstretch. As we got action all over the track, up high and down low they go. Jim Bass, your leader. In the second spot, looks like it's car number 38 of Vern Brown. Vern Brown in second. Out of turn number 4 they come. Still your leader, Frank Cryer. Or excuse me, Jim Bass. Still your leader, Jim Bass, as they head on down the backstretch. In 99, Jim Bass. Car number 38 of Vern Brown. Vern Brown, your second place car. Watch it now, action in turn number 2. Taking over the lead is Vern Brown. Oh, we got a car sideways. Gathers it back up. The leader has a problem. Drops out, drops into 4th space. Now we got Ron Morris in the 4 car alongside your leader. And the caution flag comes out. A tough break for Jim Bass in the number 99 car. Apparently suffering some type of suspension problem. That's only my speculation. But the cause of the caution was car number 23 of Keith Howard, who came to us down there inside turn number 3. Going to remove that Formula Indy champ from the racing surface, as obviously it was in a very vulnerable spot to the other competitors. So we'll just have a second or two delay here, and we'll pick it back up with green flag racing. Spectacular drags. Don't forget, if you want to participate in spectacular drags, go out to where the drivers check in the race cars and sign up there. One lap signal right here. We'll go green flag racing the next time by. All right, our back row Pontiac GMC Firebird will begin to pick up the speed, pull down into the infield as our competitors now come throttle up through turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, they see the green flag high in the air. We're racing. Oh, look out, turn number 1 and 2. Hard on the brakes. And it looks like Ron Morris heading into the pits, apparently having some type of a problem causing him to drop out of the race. Your new leader unofficially, the driver of the car number 21, Jim Chapley. Jim Chapley, your leader. Now a challenge for the lead by Brian Helmenthaler. Chapley and Helmenthaler battling it out for the lead as they cross the start-finish line with one more lap to go. Brian Helmenthaler comes across, your victor in car number 28. A tough break going into turn number 1 and 2 for Jim Chapley. Jim getting a little loose and Brian taking advantage of that. Drops down on the inside to overtake the lead. And pulling into victory circle is the 28 machine of Brian Helmenthaler out of field for you. In the 151 is Ralph Harris out of Roscoe. Alongside Ralph in the 711 is Leonard Galru. In the second row on the inside is the 147, and that was that driver I told you about earlier I did not have a name for. Still don't have that name. Butch Swinbank driving the 35. And it looks like car number 42 on the third row on the inside goes to Gilbert Brewer Jr. And alongside Gilbert is car number 7 of Joe Darnell. And bringing up the rear of the field out of Machesney Park, Illinois, car number 3, Kevin Collins, doing a fine job with his race car, putting that one together. An excellent looking car, an old rendition of Dale Earnhardt's earlier days. Apparently some fluid drop out on turn number 3 as cars were entering into the pit area. So a little bit of that kitty litter, in which we go through tons of it throughout each race season here. Tom Powell says, drivers, everything's okay. One more lap around and we'll get the green flag to go Roadrunner racing here in the 31st edition of the Winston National Short Track Championships. Watch them now as they go side by side down the backstretch slowly. Harris picks up the speed. Not to come up to speed is Leonard on the 7-Eleven. Now he comes up. Will we get the green flag? I don't think so. Looks like our starter was telling the driver in 151, hey, let's keep both cars up front, side by side, bumper to bumper, and wheel to wheel until you cross this start-finish line. So watch our starter, Tom Powell. He may throw the green flag real quick here. He may not then. So watch them as they come into turn number 4. We'll anticipate the start. There's the green flag, and we're racing. Jumping out into the early lead in the 151 of Ralph Harris. Ralph on the inside, the 147. Ron Stoltz, I'm going to say it is. Ron Stoltz in the 147 on the outside of Harris. Harris on the inside, Stoltz on the outside, drifts up to the wall. Here comes Stoltz up high out of turn number 4. Can he cross the start and finish line, becoming the leader? Yes, he does. It's Stoltz, Harris, and Butch Swinbank, 1, 2, and 3, as they come out of turn number 4 to complete another lap of Roadrunner racing. Out of turn number 4 comes Ron Stoltz, then Harris, then Swinbank. As the field begins to go single file. Oh, look out, Collins. Look out, Collins hangs on. The driver in number 3, Kevin Collins, getting a little loose through turns 1 and 2. Ron Schultz beginning to run away from the field as he heads into turn number 4. Then it's Harris and Swinbank now battling with Harris. Swinbank alongside of Harris for the second spot. Down the backstretch they go. Can Swinbank take advantage of the lower groove? Harris up high, but here comes Ron Schultz to get the white flag. One more lap to go. Swinbank and Harris still battling out. Swinbank and Harris still battling out for a second spot. And coming across the start-finish line is Ron Schultz to take the victory. Swinbank and Harris. It's Swinbank in the 35 car taking second, and Harris in the 151 car taking third. Whoa, what a race to start off the Roadrunner division. Hey, good-looking hot French fries here at the Rockford Speedway. Good tasting hot French fries. Ooh. John Fisher to the front gate immediately, please. Mr. John Fisher to the front gate. Our back row Pontiac GMC Firebird pulls into the infield. We got a green flag. Charlie Fritsch and Joe Zimmerman head into turn number 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, coming out to an early lead is car number 11 of Charlie Fritsch. Charlie Fritsch through turn number 4 with Joe Zimmerman in the 60 in second. Down the backstretch, it's Fritsch, Zimmerman, and in the 6 car, that's Tony O'Rourke. Tom O'Rourke in the 6 car, holding down the 3rd spot. Good evening to Mr. and Mrs. Ron Smicky, late model driver here at the Rockford Speedway. Out of turn number 4 they come. It's still Charlie Fritsch and Zimmerman. Fritsch and Zimmerman through turns 1 and 2. The move over flag comes out to one of the competitors as the 1st and 2nd place car approaches the backside of them. One car staying up high, the other down low. Here comes Fritsch now, Zimmerman challenging on the inside. Can Zimmerman pull it off? Can Zimmerman sneak by on the inside? Charlie Fritsch says no way. Fritsch and Zimmerman still going at it. The 1-2 combination. Down the backstretch into turn number 3 and out of 4. Charlie Fritsch coming around to accept the white flag. One more lap to go. Then it's Joe Zimmerman in 2nd. And in 6 is Tom O'Rourke. In the 3rd spot is Tom O'Rourke. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, out of turn number 4, accepting the checkered flag. Car number 11, Charlie Fritsch, out of Beloit, Wisconsin. Into our Rockford Speedway souvenir stand. Junior Motorsports Racing, upcoming. The light is off the pace car. That means next time by we have a green flag. On the pole on the inside, 43 of Terry Meyer out of Madison. Terry Meyer brings down the field. We have a green flag, we're racing. Alongside Terry is Pete Lommeyer out of Cross Plains, Wisconsin on the outside of the front row. Watch them as they get very close to each other. They go side by side, wheel to wheel through turns. They're 2 wide, 3 wide, and sometimes 4 and 5 wide. On the outside, taking the long way around, hoping to gain the advantage, is car number 23 of Jim Long. Jim Long does just that as he heads down the backstretch on the outside and takes the lead. Through turn 2 and down the backstretch, Jim Long still maintains the lead. In the 2nd spot, in car number 83, I believe it is. And challenging on the inside of the 83 is car number 13 of Reed Powers. Reed Powers in car number 13 on the inside. Jim Long still your leader. Now we have a 3-car battle for the 2nd spot. Watch them as they go through turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch they come. And while this battle is happening for the second spot, that serves as an advantage to Jim Long as he begins to stretch out his lead through turns 3 and 4. But look at this battle for the second spot. Through turns 4 they come. You can throw a blanket over them. Here comes the 29 Junior Motorsports of Misty West, wanting to contend for that second spot as the white flag comes out. One more lap to go for Jim Long. Tony Carrero pulls out into the second spot, taking the advantage into turns 3. But here comes your winner in the form of Jim Long, car number 23, Tony in second in car number 12. Spectacular drags. You people need to go to the pit shack immediately. Spectacular drag. Bryden bringing out this beautiful Ford Mustang, sponsored by Impact Imaging Technologies. That beautiful. How many want to see the Ford Mustang driven by Scott Bryden hit the wall? How many Chevy fans do we have out there? How many Ford fans do we have? How many just don't give up? Yeah. All right. They're ready. They're shifting. They're ready. Watch your starter. Uh-oh. I'm just watching in amazement here, ladies and gentlemen. The Camaro all out down the backstretch. Whoa, hang on, Scott. Whoa. And it's Charlie rolling. All right. To these drivers as they parade in front of you for their 20-lap feature event here at the Rockford Speedway. Okay, I got a beautiful young lady here. She's going to be my assistant announcer. She's going to call off the green flag. Come on all the way down there on the west end of the grandstand, wave lap. Because you look like a nice couple. All right, the Pontiac GMC Firebird moving slowly down the backstretch. The field begins to bunch up. A good-looking field of dwarf cars as they compete in their 20-lap feature event for the 31st running of the Winston National Short Track Championships. This is a feature event. All the cars are here. On the inside front row, car number 22 of Art Dewey has the responsibility of bringing this entire good-looking field down the front stretch to take the green flag, perhaps 1 or 2 laps away from it. Alongside him is Lefty Shaw in 49. In the 77, that goes out to Ron Daniels, second row on the inside. Still don't have a name for the number 97 drawing. Let me see, I'll try to pick it out. Maybe somebody up in the stands can come here to the start-finish line and tell me who that is in 97. In the 750 is Jack Van Dyke on the third row on the inside. Travis Foster in the 97. Travis Foster. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, partner. My hat's off to you. Little slim hat. Sorry. What are you talking about? I tell you. Oh, I see. Hi, how are you? Fine? Okay. Don't want to leave anybody out. Let's get back to business here. Let's see. We left off with the 750 car, and pulling it up alongside the 750 is Mike Powell in car number 9. your fast qualifiers also in the fourth row on the outside in the form of car number 73, and that's Trenton Dupuis. Something like that, right? Thank you for agreeing with me. Also another hard charger in the 43. That's a former competitor here at the Rockford Speedway in the form of Dennis Miller. Yes, go ahead. I copy. All right, it looks like we're going to get the 1 lap to go signal from our starter, Tom Powell. Perhaps, yes, right here. 20 laps of hard-charging dwarf racing for the 1996 Winston National Short Track Championship. Our starter tells them, hey boys, pick up the speed a little bit. Down lap as the next time around, Dennis Miller, let's see, mentioning something about Dennis Miller, apparently went back into the pit area. Let's hopefully Dennis can make it back out. As the pace car comes around, our starter Tom Powell holds up the 1 lap signal. Next time around we'll get the green flag and we'll go racing in the dwarf division for 20 laps of their feature event. All righty, here they go down the backstretch, side by side, wheel to wheel for the moment. The pace car picks up the pace down through turns 4. Out of turn number 4 they come up the front stretch. We're racing. All right. Watch them now as they head through turns. Oh, we got a multi-car spin. Oh, lots of cars. That'll bring out the caution flag as a couple cars come together right at the beginning of turn number 1. We got 2, 4, 6, 7, perhaps 8 cars involved in that incident. Hopefully most of them will be able to refire up and continue racing. Dennis Miller back out onto the track, and I think they'll position him at the rear of the field. Thank you, young lady. I appreciate it very much for lending a helping hand. Perhaps they'll be back up there in a second or two as we have a delay in the feature event for the dwarf cars. Looks like one of the cars were able to power away from it. The 1 lap signal goes up to the pace car as well as the entire field as we'll resume this 20 lap feature event. A lot of good cars still remaining. Watch them now as they head on down the backstretch to kick off the second start of their 20 lap feature as we did not get 1 lap complete. Here they come out of turn number 4 and we're racing. Side by side, wheel to wheel, and bumper to bumper as they go on down the backstretch. Lefty Shaw, your leader. Here comes Travis Dupree on the outside. Watch him now. Mike Powell on the inside takes the lead down the backstretch. Mike Powell on the inside. Watch them as they go through turn 4. Here comes Dennis Miller in the 43 car, all the way from the back of the pack. Dennis Miller moves it up into the second spot. Watch Miller in 43. Miller out of turn number 4. Mike Powell still your leader, and coming up hard and strong is Dennis Miller. Watch Miller. Dennis Miller on the tail of Mike Powell. On the inside is Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller takes over the lead, coming out of turn number 4. Dennis Miller out of turn number 4, still your leader. With a clear track ahead of him, Dennis Miller begins to lengthen his lead over Mike Powell. Watch it now, out of turn number 4. Here comes Denny Selvag in the 56. Selvag now challenging for the second spot as he firmly plants himself into the third. Oh! Something went wrong with Dennis Miller's car. Dennis Miller drops into the infield, out of the race. A tough break to Dennis Miller, handing the lead over to car number 9 of Mike Powell. Here comes Selvag in the 56 on the inside. Selvag on the inside. Powell on the outside. They're side by side. Denny Selvag, your leader, coming out of turn number 4. Out of 4 they come. 5 more laps to go. Denny Selvag coming around to complete 1 more lap. Mike Powell in the 9 in second. And the 750 of Jack Van Dyke in third. Here they come. 2 more laps to go. 2 more laps for Denny Selvag in the 56. Mike Powell having a battle with Jack Van Dyke down the backstretch. Jack Van Dyke on the outside. Van Dyke now on the inside to take over second, but can't do it. 1 more lap to go for Denny Selvag. Denny Selvag down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Here comes the checkered flag out. Your winner, Denny Selvag. In second, Mike Powell, and unofficially in third, the 750 of Jack Van Dyke. What a race. Denny Selvag pulling off the victory for the 1996 Winston National Short Track Championships. Bob Ferry, good evening. A tough break for Rockford's very own Dennis Miller, who appeared to have victory in his hip pocket, but had some type of mechanical problem. Tough break for Dennis. Wish him best luck for next year or the next race. However, in victory circle, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait until he climbs out of that car so we can give him a hearty welcome. And we certainly want to put your hands together, stomp your feet for the victor. I think next to me is his wife. Nope, his niece, okay. We'll wait for the signal to come from our official flagman, Marty Langenberg, as well as the RJ Reynolds people are down trackside to extend their congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is out of Janesville, Wisconsin, your winner of the Dwarf Car Feature Event, car number 56, Denny Selvag. The 105 of April Reimer. In the second row, in number 30, is Wanda Dobbs. Alongside Dobbs is Carrie Lovelace in the 155. In the 5 car, that's Sheila Van Berenger. The signal goes up for one more lap alongside Sheila. In car number 65, that's Christine Ebrich. And bringing up the field in car number 69 will be Kim Special. And alongside Kim Special is car number 42 of Sherry Robichard. And finally, Mary Smith in the 711. Oh, just a second, and we're racing. Happy birthday, Ron Smicky. All right, Ron. Down the backstretch goes April Reimer. April Reimer on the inside. Watch him now as they head on down the backstretch. April Reimer still your leader. Here comes Carrie Lovelace on the outside, and your track champion in the form of car number 6. Misty Ingmaholtz on the inside. Misty charging hard on the inside. On the outside is Carrie Lovelace. On the inside is Wanda K. Dobbs looking to take over second spot. Don't forget, we're going to do this Winston Select style as the move over flag comes out to Mary Smith in the 711 car. April Reimer still your leader as we head into lap number 5. Wanda K. Dobbs struggling to get up into the second spot. Here comes Carrie Lovelace. Missy Emma Holtz on the inside of Lovelace. Still your leader, April Reimer. April Reimer, Carrie Lovelace. 1-2. Here comes Wanda Dobbs on the outside. Wanda Dobbs on the outside of Misty. And the white flag comes out. One more lap to go. Watch it now as they head on down the backstretch. Positioning very important. As they come out of turn number 4, the caution and the checkered flag waves in the air. Okay, as the cars begin to quiet down a bit, we'll kind of restate what we're going to do here. This is the Winston Select style repositioning of the cars as the first half of their feature event had been completed. Of course, we're going to invert the field. April Reimer, number 30, and bringing up the rear of the field is April Reimer, who certainly has her work cut out for her. And of course, the overall winner will be determined by a point system, I would assume, to determine who won it in first, second, or third place, and according to the way they finish each one of their respective races here. Still under caution. We'll go green flag racing here momentarily. Tom Powell, our starter here at the Speedway, talking to the driver in the 69 car, Phil Special, or excuse me, not Phil, Kim Special. Hey, down in the concession stand, they have those delicious, John Fisher, down in the concession stand, next to the burger stand, next to the French fry stand, down there are those special Italian beef sandwiches. Have you had one?
You know I did, Jim, and they're tremendous.
They are, and they come on a huge bun, just a huge bun.
You know who this gentleman is? Carl Armato from Rock Valley.
Yes, Carl was at my school yesterday, tried to recruit me. Wants me to play basketball again.
Yeah, well, don't play with him. He's too good, Jim.
But I was good, too.
Yeah, I know you were, but that's a few years ago.
Yeah, I guess so, I guess. You had to remind me of that. Okay. Yes, Carl Amato, the head basketball coach at Rock Valley College. Of course, a high school standout at Boylan Central Catholic High School. Here, taking in the action at the 31st, you know that, Carl? 31st Winston National Short Track Championship. Would you believe I was here for the very first one?
That's right.
You betcha. I've been here since 12 years old.
It's impressive. Very impressive.
All right, thank you. Oh, we got a note. All right, here we come out of turn number 3 and 4. Robichard out to an early lead as they cross the start-finish line. Watch them as they go 2 and 3 wide through the turns. Jerry Robichard on the run down the backstretch. Here comes Wanda Dobbs on the inside of Special. Dobbs on the inside. Look out, Dobbs on the loose. Still holding down the lead is Sherry Robichard. Kim Special blowing a little smoke. Watch it now. Here comes Dobbs on the inside. Dobbs on the inside of Robichard. Robichard stays high and Dobbs down on the low side takes the lead down the backstretch. Watch them now. Here they come out of turn number 4. The action's beginning to heat up. Here comes Lovelace in the 155. April Reimer making a very hard charge on the inside. Here comes Reimer down low. Falling off the pace is Kim Special in the 69. Let's hope she can pull that car down in the infield, not bringing out the caution flag. April Reimer and Robichard side by side. Watch it as they go down. Robichard drops back into the 5th position. Here comes your leader and Wanda Dobbs in the 30s. In second is April Reimer. In third is Carrie Lovelace in the 155 car. Down the backstretch, go girl, go. Wanda Dobbs still your leader. Carrie Lovelace in second. April Reimer in third on the outside. Out of turn number 4 comes your leader. They go single file through the turn. We are at lap number 16 or 18. Kind of hard to read it from here. Out of turn number 4 they come once again. And I stand to be corrected on the laps. We're at lap number 9. Wanda Dobbs, your leader. Carrie Lovelace on the inside, challenging for the lead as they go into turn number 1. Lovelace alongside Dobbs. We got a race going now. Go, girl, go. Oh, she had the break for Mary Smith in the 7-Eleven. Could be costly. Dobbs blowing a lot of smoke. Here comes Lovelace once again down on the inside. Carrie Lovelace on the inside. Through turns 4, they touch, they rub, they scrape a little bit. They're side by side. Carrie Lovelace takes the lead down the backstretch. Carrie Lovelace and Wanda Dobbs still battling out. They're alongside, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper, and door handle to door handle. Down the backstretch they go. April Reimer holding down the 3rd spot. Oh, a little tap from the Wanda Dobbs comes through your leader. That's going to bring out the caution flag. As the cautions come out, and I'll await word from our officials how to pass along to you the incident. I really didn't see it happen other than to catch Lovelace spinning in the turn. Pit stop competition. New time to beat by the Wisher Rascals, 44.4 seconds. A new leader. Yeah, the Wisher boys, the Wascals. In the fan pit stop competition located on the east end of the grandstand. Yeah, we'll see what takes place here. I'll set the field for you as we await to see the repositioning. And the 1-lap signal, I guess they're going to put the leader back in her position. That's Carrie Lovelace in the 155 holding down the lead. April Reimer in the 105.9 car. And in the 65 comes Christine Ebrich. She holds down the 3rd spot. And our track champion and Misty Emma holds down the 4th spot. Here comes Carrie Lovelace. Can she regain the momentum? The green flag is out and we're racing. Here comes Reimer on the inside of Lovelace. The white flag is in hand of our starter, Tom Powell. It waves high in the air. Here comes Carrie Lovelace. Carrie Lovelace, your leader. April Reimer in 2nd. The checker flag is out. Double checker flags goes to Carrie Lovelace. April Reimer. Did you like that race, ladies and gentlemen? The Winston Select Wing Women on Wheels feature event completed. Now I'll wait for the official overall winner to be radioed down on me. Perhaps that will be Carrie Lovelace in the 155 car by side, hotly competitive, or contested, I should say. Happy 35th birthday to Brenda Wagner, wife of Woody Wagner, Roadrunner number 92. Happy birthday, Brenda. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she's out of the car. It looks like she's also your overall winner, the winner of the 1996 Winston National Short Track Championship, the driver of car number 155, Carrie Lovelace out of Roscoe, Illinois. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we can certainly put our hands together and yell a little bit louder. The winner of your feature event, Carrie Lovelace. Yeah, buddy. Oh, party time. Junior Motorsports feature event upcoming. Hey, where y'all going? Get a beer. All right. Well, I can't announce that, can I? Well, there you go, partner. Have a good time. All right, I'm going to come up here, kind of get a little... Oh, you didn't have to move your feet for me, ma'am. Relax. Enjoy. You too, sir. It's okay. Cool. I'll sit down. Man. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the wave lap. Let's do it again. Let's stand up, wave your flag, wave your program, wave your hat as we salute all the junior motorsports drivers who are participating in this year's Winston NASCAR National Short Track Championship. I'll get it out one of these years. I knew I should have brought my eyeglasses. Can't see across the backstretch there to pick out those numbers. But it looks like car number 22 holds down the front row on the inside. I can tell you. Okay. We're right here in the program. We got Formula Indies, Grand National Sportsman. All right. Those little junior motorsports beginning to wind up. Down the front stretch they come. They get the green flag. They're 3 wide, 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. Oh, look at this racing action through turn 4. They're 4 wide, side by side and wheel to wheel. Anything could happen. Still your leader in the 22 car, but here comes the 23 of Jim Long. Jim Long on the outside. Look at this battle for the lead. Now on the inside and the outside, they're going to split them. They're 3 wide once again through turns 3 and 4. 5 wide, 5 wide. Oh, look out, they rub, they scrub. Ray Cryer in the 8 car on the outside. Now challenging for the lead. Ray Cryer on the outside. Jim Long still holds the lead, however. Down on the inside is Long, on the outside is Cryer. They're side by side down the backstretch. Ten more laps to go. Now moving up into the second spot is Darren Meyer. Darren Meyer pulls the 41 up in the second. In the third spot is Frank Cryer in 99, your fast qualifier for the Junior Motorsports Division. Alongside now as they come across the start-finish line side by side. Here comes the fast qualifier, Frank Cryer on the inside. Got it up on 2 wheels through turn number 2. Watch him as they come into turn number 4. People in turn 1 fence, you got to get down. Turn 1, get away from the fence. Turn 1, get away from the fence immediately. Watch them as they head on down the backstretch. Your leader in the 41, Darren Meyer. Darren Meyer still your leader as they head into turn number 4 with just a few more laps to go. Frank Cryer trying everything in the book, trying to overtake the lead. Darren Meyer still your leader. In second is Frank Cryer in the 99. In third, in car number 8, that's Ray Cryer. Ray Cryer challenging for the second spot, but somewhat behind. The white flag comes out to your eventual leader and perhaps your winner, car number 41 of Darren Meyer. Here comes Darren Meyer. Darren Meyer takes the checkered flag. In second spot is Frank Cryer.
She wants to wish her mom a happy Sandy Haynes from Christy next Sunday.
All right. What a great race by your victor, your winner in car number 41 of Darren Meyer out of Madison, Wisconsin. We'll see if he can make his way here out of his car. We'll give him a big round of applause, I'm sure. All right, he's kind of unhooking the shoulder harnesses, pulling off the helmet. Ladies and gentlemen, he can hear you now. Let's do it before the Roadrunners get out here. Your winner of the Junior Motorsports, car number 41 out of Madison, Wisconsin, Darren Meyer. All right, I got a beautiful young lady in front of me, and she wanted to say something to somebody. Got to say it nice and loud.
Happy birthday, Mom. Sandy Haynes.
All right, happy birthday to Sandy Haynes. I assume from her daughter, right? Christy, all right. Christy saying happy birthday to her mother. All right, Roadrunner time. Thank you. All right, another wave lap, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good time to keep you warm. So don't complain. Let's get up, stand up, wave your hat, wave your program, wave your hand to these drivers as they come around to compete in this first feature event for the Roadrunners. All right, 6 cars. Yeah, I don't have no idea what this is. I don't. I did it already. All right. The 1 lap signal is up. The lights are off the Pontiac pace car. The driver in car number 88 is Richard Conradson. So thank you to the young lady that came up and told me that. So good luck to Richard Conradson in number 88. Out of turn number 4 they come. Car number 3, takes the early lead down the front stretch. Whoa, look out. Two cars nearly coming together. Your early leader, Kevin Collins. Brian Lawson down on the inside in his 87 challenges for the lead. Kevin Collins still your leader. Whoa, look out, 7-Eleven up close to the wall coming through turn 4. One of them smoking down the front stretch. Hope he didn't drop any fluids down on the track as Kevin Collins goes right through the heart of turn number 1, still your leader. And the 71 gets the black flag from our starter. That was Scott Schmidt, or Kurt Schmidt from South Beloit. Having some mechanical problems, blowing out a lot of smoke. Car number 3, Kevin Collins, still your leader as we're now approaching lap number 5. Kevin Collins in car number 3, still your leader out of Chesney Park, Illinois. In the second spot in car number 87 is Brian Lawson out of Kirkland, Illinois. Brian looking to take over the lead, but finding it very difficult to do so as Kevin Collins holds him off each and every turn. The white flag comes out to Kevin Collins, perhaps his very first victory here at the Rockford Speedway. Hang on, Kevin, don't lose it now. Kevin Collins down the backstretch. Now last desperate try by the 87 car. Brian Lawson trying down on the inside. Kevin Collins takes the checkered flag for the victory. And ladies and gentlemen, I could be wrong, but this young man driving the number 3 in the form of Kevin Collins, been racing here at the Rockford Speedway for a couple, 2-3 years now. And I'm gonna go out on the limb and say this is his very first visit to the Rockford Speedway victory lane. So when he gives out, I'm sure he'd love to hear your applause. We'll wait for him to unstrap, loosen up that helmet, come out from underneath that race car. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Chesney Park, Illinois, Kevin Collins having his first victory. Bridget Foster to the start-finish line, please. Bridget Foster, report to the start-finish line immediately. All right, another wave lap. We got you up, we got you down, we got you going every which way today. It's wave lap time for the Formula Indy Champs as they compete in their trophy or their feature event tonight. Let's stand up and wave, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. We've got to do this every feature race. Yeah, good luck all to the drivers. Yeah. All right. Formula Indy Champs. You got a Pro Division and a Pro-Am Division, all built into one here. Ron Morris in the 4 car on the inside. They begin to pick up the speed a little bit. Get some heat into the tires. Perhaps 1 or 2 laps from now, we'll go green flag racing. All righty. Ron Morris holds down the pole position on the inside of the front row. In the outside of the front row, Brian Helmentoller on the outside. This should be a dandy of a feature event for the Formula Indy champs. As the lights are off, the pace car goes down into the infield, and we're going to get the green flag. We're racing. Ron Morris takes the early lead coming into turn number 3 and 4. Ron Morris still your leader. Brian Helmentoller in second. Wally Wrights in the 8 car holds down the 3rd spot. Now we have a challenge for the lead down the backstretch between Helmentoller and Ron Morris in the 4 car. Slower traffic up ahead for both drivers. Morris on the outside, Helmentoller on the inside. Watch him now through turns 3 and 4. Brian Helmentoller takes over the lead. Brian Helmentoller. Ron Morris brings in the 2nd spot. Whoa, we got a spin. Oh, just about a spin in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Helmentoller on the inside, weaving through slower traffic. Down the backstretch with nobody in front of him, your leader, Brian Helmentoller, with a clear track ahead. As the 7 car of Pat Kevin comes down onto the infield out of the race. Lap number 12, still your leader. Car number 28, Brian Helmentoller. turn number 4 comes your leader. Ron Moore is still in second. Oh, the leader drops off the pace. The leader has dropped off the pace. We got a car into the wall. Very hard to 58. Did not see that happen. As a hard hit by the driver of the number 58, Roger Hollister. Roger Hollister hard into the wall. I heard the tire pop. Off it came at the same time your leader was dropping off the pace. Perhaps a chain came off. And officials up here in the tower, we're going to have our wave lap, and then we'll give these guys a couple laps to warm up the tires. So this time around, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our wave lap. Section A all the way down to my left. Let's stand up all the way through the grandstand. Let's give a big Rockford Speedway salute to this year's running of the 1996 NASCAR Winston National Short Track Championships here at the Rockford Speedway. What a great job you racing fans are doing tonight as you salute the drivers in the NASCAR Grand National Sportsman Division. On the pole on the inside, car number 77 of Al Murfeld heads the field as they go through turns 1 and 2. Okay, backside pit area, grandstand area, bleacher area over there. Let's salute your drivers as they parade in front of you. Don Swenson in car number 7 on the front row on the outside. On the inside, car number 26 of Jeff Baker. Jeff Baker driving car number 26. Alongside him is Chuck Tim in car number 27. And the pace begins to pick up as the field is going to warm up those racing tires to generate some heat into them. We'll see who turns out to be this year's winner of the National Short Track Championship for the Speedway. Once again, Al Murfeld, front row on the inside. Alongside of him, Don Swenson out of Sandwich, Illinois on the outside. A good-looking field, drivers from all over the area to compete in this year's running of their feature event for the NASCAR National Short Track Championships. Bob Hansberry in the 95, this year's Rockford Speedway track champion, also 1995 track championship as well, or champion as well, having 2 championship seasons back to back here at the Speedway. Scott Lauver in 12, the Zero Hero in the car 0 is in the 4th row on the inside. They come around, they begin to pick up the pace. Down the front stretch they come, here they go, we're green flag racing. Al Murfeld and Don Swenson battling side by side down the backstretch. As we come around to complete the first of 30 hard laps of racing here at the Speedway. Watch them as they go into turn number 1. Don Swenson takes the lead coming down the backstretch. Al Murfeld in second. Warren Thiering down low making a move to overtake the 5th place car, the car of number 27, which is driven by Chuck Tim. Don Swenson still your leader. Al Murfeld in second. Car number 26 holds down the 3rd spot. That's driven by Jeff Baker. They begin to bunch up through turns 3 and 4. Hansberry on the outside of Lauber in car number 12. Warren Thiering makes the move for the 4th spot down the backstretch. On the outside, Warren Thiering coming up strong from his starting spot. Here's Mike Martindale in a 98.5 car, challenging now to overtake the 44 car as they come out of turn number 2 as he looks to gain the 5th spot. The field begins to stretch out. Don Swenson still your leader in that Barracuda. Warren Thuring down on the inside, looking to take over the third spot. Watch Warren Thuring as he heads down to the low groove as they go into turn number 1. Don Swenson still your leader. Al Murfeld in second. Warren Thuring down low, taking just a slight lead. Now lengthening it down the backstretch for the third spot. But Jeff Baker says, okay, go ahead and take it. I'm going to take it back from you here in the next couple laps. We'll see what happens. Here comes Hansberry on the inside of Martindale. Martindale suffering a little bit of sheet metal damage to the right front, but not impairing his ability to race at this time. Here comes Darrell Williams in the 5 and drive on the inside of Martindale. Still your leader, Don Swenson. Al Murfeld in second, Warren Thuring in the 0 in third. Warren Thuring now looking to challenge for the second spot as they head into turn number 3. Here comes Bob Hansberry, Rockford Speedway's 1996 track champion, looking to take over that 4th spot as we got a long ways to go in this 30-lap feature event for the NASCAR Grand National Sportsmen. Warren Thuring challenging now for the second spot on the inside of Murfeld as they head into turn number 1. Warren Thuring challenges for second. Don Swenson still your leader. Murfeld and Thuring battling out for that second spot, side by side, door handle to door handle. Thuring down low on the inside. Warren Thuring now takes over the second spot coming out of turn number 2, puts his sights on Don Swenson in number 7 as Thuring hugs the lower groove, taking the short way around the quarter-mile track. Warren Thuring, your new leader down the backstretch just by a bumper or 2 as Don Swenson battles hard on the outside. Warren Thuring gets the halfway mark. Warren Thuring, your leader at the halfway mark in the 0 Hero. Here comes Hansberry. Hansberry pulls it up in the 3rd, followed by Darrell Williams. Can he bring Darrell Williams along with him as they try to take over Al Murfeld into 77? Warren Thuring lengthened his lead down the backstretch. Now pulling up in second is Bob Hansberry in the 95. Don Swenson hangs on to 3rd just barely as Darrell Williams battles it out for the 3rd spot. Williams grabs the 3rd position down the backstretch. Still your leader coming out of turn number 2 is Warren Thuring in the 0 Hero. Here comes Hansberry in the 95, pulling up on Thuring. Thuring pulls out of turn number 4, trying to lengthen his lead. It is Thuring, Hansberry, Williams, 1, 2, and 3 in that order. Don Swenson holds down the 4th spot in the 7 as the rest of the field cross the start-finish line to complete another lap. Here comes the leaders approaching slower traffic. Could make a big difference in the outcome of this race. Car number 27 up in turn number 4 begins to drop off the pace. Now he picks it up a bit. Apparently has a tire going down. We'll see if he can work his way down into the lower groove and safely remove himself from the track or stay up high and go down into the pit area. We'll wait and see as the drivers start into the inside. Yes, a good job done by the driver of car number 27, Chuck Tim, who pulls his car safely down into the pit area after experiencing some mechanical difficulty. Here comes a challenge for the lead between Hansberry and Thuring. Hansberry on the inside, Thuring on the outside. Thuring still the leader down the backstretch. Now here comes Hansberry. Bob Hansberry and Warren Thuring cross the start-finish line dead even. Now waiting to have one of those two drivers make a slight error is Darrell Williams in the 5-drive car. Your new leader comes Bob Hansberry. In second is Warren Thiering. Darrell Williams on the inside now. Warren Thiering. Watch it now. Oh, look out. Oh, no. A tough break for Darrell Williams. Darrell Williams sliding down to the inside as all three cars got loose. And that brings out the caution flag for Darrell Williams as he slid down into the inside. A tough break for Darrell Williams. I'm sure very disappointed in that outcome. However, all three cars experiencing some handling problems as they came out of turn number 2. Let's run down the order unofficially as it stands now. Car number 95, Bob Hansberry holds the lead. Warren Thiering in second in the Zero Hero. In 7, Don Swenson in the 3rd spot. And we'll see who's in the 4th spot. As they come around, it looks like the lights are going to come off the pace car, meaning one more lap to go, and then we're going to drop the green flag to go racing to determine who's going to be the 1996 NASCAR Winston National Short Track Champion of the 1996 racing season, the 31st running of the Short Track Championships here at the Rockford Speedway. Hansberry having a very consistent, very steady year throughout 1996 here at the Rockford Speedway. We look for Hansberry to take an early lead, but don't give up on Warren Thiering, the Zero Hero. He pulls in right behind. Watch them as they come around. The green flag is up, and we're racing. Hansberry gets a little loose coming out of turn number 2, but puts the foot to the floor down the backstretch. Still green as we have 3 more laps to go to complete the 30-lap feature event here at the Rockford Speedway. Thiering takes a look down on the inside, hoping to get a good bite, but Hansberry got a better bite coming out of turn number 2. Bob Hansberry still your leader. Warren Thiering in second. Don Swenson in the 7 car still holds down 3rd. Al Merfeld in the 77 holds down the 4th spot. The white flag comes out to Bob Hansberry and Warren Thiering and Don Swenson. Hansberry down the backstretch now in turn number 3. Hansberry, Thiering just wants to hold on for second. It looks like here's the victory. It goes to Bob Hansberry. Warren Thiering just barely completing the 2nd spot. Apparently having something go wrong with his car during that last lap, but had enough lead on Don Swenson to maintain his advantage for 2nd spot. Apparently Warren Thiering having some major mechanical problems, but that's okay now. The race is over, and he finished in the 2nd spot. But here comes your winner as he pulls it into victory lane right there at the center of the X. It comes to my understanding, not only was he back-to-back champion here at the Rockford Speedway in 1995 and 96, but as well as the National Short Track Championship goes to the winner. Down there, up high in the air is his hand, Bob Hansberry, the winner of this year's NASCAR Grand National Sportsman feature event here at the Rockford Speedway. Car number 95, Bob Hansberry. All the officials down there trackside. All right, the wave lap coming around, ladies and gentlemen, the wave lap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's stand up, grab your program, wave your hat, stretch your legs, stretch out your back as the NASCAR American Short Trackers will compete in their 30-lap feature event here at the Rockford Speedway in the 31st running of the Winston National Short Track Championship. And holding down the pole is that very talented 17-year-old of Brian Johnson, the driver of number 38 on the inside front row. Alongside him, car number 3. That goes to Jeff Turner. Jeff Turner out of Rockford, Illinois, driving his Ford Mustang. Looks like we're going to take one more lap around as the victors in the Indy Formula Champs begin to get their picture taken, as we had that unfortunate incident with Roger Hollister, who was taken to the hospital for further medical review. Your winner, Ron Morris, as he climbs out of his race car, the Valvoline Special, the number 4, is the winner in the Pro Division. All right, our starter, Tom Powell, brings the field under caution as he asks them to go ahead and regroup, form back up into your original starting spot, and just shortly here, perhaps maybe 2 more laps, we'll go green flag racing for 30 laps of American short tracker feature event here at the Speedway. In the second row on the inside, car number 5, that goes to Bruce Tucker. Bruce Tucker driving the 5 and Drive car. Alongside Bruce Tucker is one of the lady drivers in the division, car number 103 of Carrie Graves. Carrie Graves driving the 103. All right, the field coming down the backstretch. They begin to bunch up side by side, bumper to bumper. The pace car picks up the pace, moves off the racing surface down on the infield. The field begins to pick up the pace. Brian Johnson leads them out of turn number 4 for this year's running of the American Short Tracker feature event. And down on the inside is Bruce Tucker. There are 3 wide as they go through turn 2. Look out as they begin to play bumper tag, as cars kind of backed off and accelerated and backed off again. Bruce Tucker taking the early lead after 1 complete lap. Bobby Lapierre looking to take over the second spot in car number 76. Brian Johnson on the outside, a very talented, accomplished go-kart driver, makes the transition to the American Short Tracker division. Stretching out his lead down the back stretches, Bruce Tucker. In second is Bobby Lapierre. On the outside is Brian Johnson. Here comes on the inside is Havens in car number 41. Jesse Havens takes over the third spot over to Brian Johnson. Here comes that Ford Pinto. Watch it, Kerry. Watch it, Kerry Graves in 103, coming up hard through turn number 3 and 4. They come out of turn number 4. It's Bruce Tucker, your leader, then Bobby Lapierre, then Jesse Havens, and then Brian Johnson in the 38, and then followed by Kerry Graves in the 103. Now battling on the inside, car number 4 of Paul Berg, looking to take over that Ford spot. Now they're 3 wide, 2 wide through turns 3 and 4. We're 6 laps into this 30 laps. Dropping off the pace. Oh, we got a possible spin. He straightens it out. The 77 car trying to get his car off the racing surface, not to bring out the yellow flag. That is car number 77 of Steve Tackleson. And it looks like Bruce Tucker is going to take the caution flag, as apparently Steve, now he pulls it off as the caution flag comes out, apparently losing power and then restarting up just as we brought out the caution flag and the field slowing down prior to entering turn number 2. So at lap number 10 comes the first caution of this 30-lap. The caution flag is dropped down low. The hand is up in the air. Now we're still under caution, but the 1-lap signal comes out from our starter. The lights go off our pace car, meaning one more lap around, and we'll go green flag racing. All right, here comes the pace car dropping down on the infield. The action resumes with Bruce Tucker taking a big lead out of turn number 4. Perhaps no green flag, saying that Bruce Tucker got too big of a jump. So we're going to bring the field back under yellow, tell the drivers to go back to their original starting position at that point prior to that caution. And I'm sure our starter, Tom Powell, will kind of point the finger at Bruce Tucker and say, hey, kind of bring it together, boy. Let's make it fair here. So Tom Powell shakes his head, no, just stay a steady pace. Then he also tells Bobby Lapierre, hey, let's keep up with him. So you kind of say to both drivers, you got to do your part because others will follow. All right, down the backstretch one more time prior to going to green flag. Into turn number 3 goes Bruce Tucker. He picks up the speed. Now we got a problem at the lower part of the field, and we're racing once again. Out of turn number 4 comes your leader, crosses the start-finish line, now heads into turn number 2 and down the backstretch. They're 3 wide going into turn number 3. Out of 3 they come into 4, around 4 they go. Bruce Tucker still your leader. Bobby Lapierre in second. Jesse Havens in third. Here comes Rob Wagner in the 36. Rob Wagner pulls his machine up into the 5th spot. Oh, Bruce Tucker drops off the base. Out of the race. Looks like he dropped the dry shaft out the side of the car. That gives Bobby Lapierre the lead, the driver of car number 76. Jesse Havens now takes a look on the inside. Kerry Graves in third, Brent McCoy in fourth as they head into turn number 1. A tough break for Bruce Tucker, the leader for halfway through this entire 30-lap feature. Now the question lies, can Bobby Lapierre, the driver of the 76, hold on for victory? Jesse Havens trying every trick in the book to get around him. Look at this battle for the 3rd spot between Brent McCoy and Kerry Graves in the 103. McCoy taking a slight advantage as they head on down the backstretch. Bobby Lapierre still your leader. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen, we're far from the end of this race. 14 more laps to go. Bobby Lapierre still your leader. Brent McCoy now takes a look on the inside of Jesse Havens to take over the 2nd spot. Bobby Lapierre still your leader. The move over flag goes out to the slower cars. Brent McCoy takes over the 2nd spot. Ten more laps to go. 10 more laps to go in this 30-lap feature event for the American short trackers as McCoy takes a look on the inside of Lapierre. Lapierre on the outside, McCoy on the inside as they move on down the backstretch. they cross the start finish line, looks like Brent McCoy is your new leader down the backstretch. Here comes the 14 of Scott Nostad. Oh, look out, a slow car splits the entire field. Still, Brent McCoy is still your leader in the 24. Nostad takes the second spot. In third is Bobby Lapierre. Six more laps to go for Brent McCoy in 24. The 14 car of Scott Nostad in second. In third is Bobby Lapierre. Jesse Havens hangs on toward the fourth spot. Kerry Graves in fifth in the 103. As now our leaders begin to approach the final stages of this 30-lap feature event. As they do so, they pull up on slower traffic, which could spell the difference in final top 5 positions. Oh, the 14 car broke out. Had a mechanical problem. I would speculate this time he's got a tire going down. That gives the good big advantage over the 24 of the 24 car to Brent McCoy. The 1 lap flag is out. Here comes your eventual winner, and getting the checkered flag goes to Belvedere's Brent McCoy. And unofficially at this point in time, I would say that Bobby Lapierre held on to her second, and third spot went to the 103 of Kerry Graves. In the 4th spot, Jesse Havens. Of course, totally unofficial. We do know one thing, however, car number 24 was your victor. An excellent race for the NASCAR American Short Trackers, making it 2 feature wins in as many weeks. The driver of car number 24, as he sits in victory lane out of Belvedere, Illinois, that goes out to, and we got to give him a big round of applause. The big guy, the young guy, one half of the dynamic duo, his father apparently not competing in this year's short track championship. However, Brent McCoy pulls out the victory. Car number 24 out of Belvedere, Illinois, Brent McCoy, the victor of this year's National Short Track Championship, capping off one great season for the young man.
Brent McCoy.
Feature event for this year's NASCAR National Short Track Championship, the Winston National Short Track Championship. A good-looking field of road runners as they salute back to you, as we've got a lot of cars, perhaps as many as 32 cars in this feature event for the road runners. And you talking about, and I stand to be corrected here, 26 cars are competing in this evening's feature event. And good evening to my friends and neighbors off to my right here, having a cold one. And Mr. Cave there, hey, how are you? Got to have a little something to talk about, right? All right, cool. As the last race of the evening is about ready to unfold, as we have lots more activities going on down into our concourse area. Our pavilion has the live band from Bare Bones. We'd like to thank all our race fans for displaying their sportsmanship on the wave lap. We really appreciate that. As Tom Powell gives the pole sitter in car number 44, and as I look at my sheet, we'll pick out that name here shortly. And that's Corey driving 44. All right, here they come down the backstretch. Watch it now. Down the backstretch they come. Will we get a green flag? Our starter, John Powell, waves it in the air, and we're racing. They're 3 wide right away out of turn number 2. And we'll kind of let the action speak for itself, ladies and gentlemen. 3 wide through turns 1 and 2 again. Here comes Paul Urlacher on the inside of the 44 car out of turn number 4. They go across the start finish line dead even. Schinderling and John Cromwell side by side through turns 1 and 2. Watch the action as things get a little rough down the backstretch. Paul Urlacher advancing his lead as the 2 drivers holding down the second spot. Corey and Special as well as Dobbs battle it out there. They're racing side by side, giving the advantage to Urlacher. Urlacher, still your leader. Now pulling up into second is Derek Dobbs. In third is Special. Here comes Cromwell on the inside, just hugging that inside groove all the way around, taking the short way around, trying to increase his advantage. Paul Urlacher still your leader. Derek Dobbs in second. Phil Special in third. Here comes Cromwell in the fourth. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Caution free thus far as we're lap 10 of this 20-lap feature event for the Roadrunners. Paul Urlacher still your leader. John Cromwell battling out for second. Takes over the second place down the backstretch and puts his sights on the first place car of Paul Urlacher. Derek Dobbs drops back to third. Here comes Schinderling down on the lower groove, trying to make up ground on the first, second, and third place car. Special drops into the pit. Car number 69 of Phil Art Special drops it off into the pit area. Apparently smoking a little bit earlier, noticing some problems. And we have a new leader down the backstretch. It's John Cromwell. John Cromwell, your new leader, as we're into lap 15 of this 20-lap feature event for the Roadrunners. So it's Cromwell, Erlacher, Dobbs, and the 105 car driven by Matt Berger. Matt Berger taking on the duties in the 105 car. Lap 17. Still your leader is John Cromwell. Then Erlacher, Dobbs, now moving up into the 4th spot. His car number 18, that's of Lloyd Hawkins. Lloyd Hawkins out of Machesney Park, Illinois, pulls it up into the 4th spot. And I stand to be corrected, that is not Lloyd Hawkins in the 4th spot. We'll get a name as soon as we can. And this is a 25-lap feature event as we're now into lap 21. Earlier I announced it was 20 laps. My mistake, ladies and gentlemen, race fans of all ages. Let's run down the top 4 positions as we take a look. Whoa, we got a car sliding, a crash into turn number 4, safely removing themselves, and it brings out the caution. Perhaps fluid onto the track, causing Joe Zimmerman in 60 to spin to avoid that accident. Now we're going to have a 2-lap, 3-lap shootout till the finish. Our pace car being displayed green and yellow. He's asking the field, okay, Mr. Cromwell, you take the point. Erlacher and the 3rd place car will fall in behind him 2 wide. And as the 18 car pulls up alongside Paul Erlacher, that's his proper position. With Derek Dobbs will drop in behind the 100 of Paul Erlacher. The field looks pretty good now, so we're going to go with this 2-lap shootout as our starter Tom Powell will display the 1-lap signal to the pace car. The lights will come off, and meaning 1 more lap to go around, and then we'll have green flag conditions. There's the 1-lap signal. The lights are off the pace car. A couple more laps, and Friday night will be history in the history books for the 31st running of the Winston National Short Track Championships here at the beautiful Rockford Speedway complex. Down the backstretch they come. It's going to be a heck of a race as Erlacher and Dobbs slams into the back of Erlacher as they begin to accelerate out of turn number 4. John Cromwell still your leader as they head into turn number 1. This time around will be the 1-lap signal with the white flag displayed in the air. Watch it, Erlacher gets a little loose. Here comes Schinderling on the outside. Schinderling looking on the outside of Erlacher. Then it's Dobbs on the inside. Oh, they're all over the place trying to exchange positions. Here comes the checkered flag out to John Cromwell. As the entire field crosses the start-finish line, one heck of a race. All right, John Cromwell. Rich Senderling moving up in the last couple of laps, making improvement from his currently running 6th or 7th position. And he finally wound up unofficially in the 3rd spot. But here comes your victor as he heads into turn 3 and 4. He'll drop it down into the infield and head for victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, making 2 feature wins in as many weeks as well. Not only your 1996 track championship champion here at the Rockford Speedway, but also the champion of the 31st running of the Winston National Short Track Championship. That goes out to the driver of car number 52. Our congratulations and your congratulations to John Cromwell, the winner of tonight's 25-lap Roadrunner feature event. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of entertainment still to come your way.